I would say regional one, which is the establishment of the ICPDR, or negotiating and adopting of the Convention on Cooperation for the Protection and Sustainable Use of the Danube River Protection Convention, which is a sort of baby of UNECE Water Convention process. And actually, I just want to reflect the discussion in the first session that we on policy or on non-legal side, and now I have to reconfirm I'm not a lawyer and I don't know how to take it, whether it was a compliment or an offense, but in a lawyer's company I would say it was a compliment, so thank you very much. But really saying that this regional legal framework, the convention, which was negotiated until signed 1994, entered into force 1998, is a baby of this UNECE process, which provide a very strong, I would say, impetus for the cooperation. So I would say in water scientists, water managers, water practitioners in the Danube Basin, this is seen as a mean for cooperation and mean for prevent the potential disputes. Despite the fact that if you go in our convention, we find the same dispute mechanism as it is UNECE convention, but I don't go down the route. But we were lucky, in just a small experience, that in 20 years of existence of this convention, we have only one potential dispute, which was this destroyer canal, which we successfully transferred to the Harvest Convention. The implementation committee worked on that, and actually now. But the result of that is that whatever mechanism was used, the countries actively, without any prejudices, without any bad blood, are cooperating on the issues within our convention without any, let's say, harm or contamination of that former dispute. But what is also a very specific feature for regional cooperation, that sometimes additional legal frameworks and additional legal processes could support and move forward this transboundary cooperation. In ICPDR, and probably the same for Rhine, is that most of the countries are working within the European Union framework, so the legal policy framework coming from that is very strong impetus and push towards a proper cooperation, and the framework, technical framework given by EU directives is very helpful for implementation of this piece of the law of the convention. Coming to the role of lawyers versus scientists and diplomats, it was really interesting because I had opportunity to participate in negotiation of the text of this Danube Convention from 1991 to 1994, and actually the whole process until the very end was driven by civil servants. There were not so many lawyers. It were water people, because we used the legal template was taken from UNECE, and then we had opportunity to fine-tune articles, provisions, annexes into the issues which were really challenging for the Danube River at that time. And actually, that time after 1990, the biggest issue was the pollution control, because the middle and lower part was not so much, the pollution was not so much under control. So that was actually how the legal framework was taken by the scientists and managers to put in a framework. So that's one of the experience of the practical. But now quickly, for the last 2 minutes, to change into my global hat, because for 6 years I had the opportunity to work with the Chief Secretariat on the international water folk area. And just taking it from where Alice stopped, this is a program which has no legal teeth, but has a financial teeth, yeah. Because that's helpful to implement international law. But how does it work is the process. I don't go to detail, you can go to Jeff's webpage, that this transboundary diagnostic analysis is a fact-finding technical process where countries agree up front to make an unbiased scientific technical assessment of the transboundary issues, which I think see a very powerful tool to prevent any future disputes. So once the country agree, this is the problem, this is the cause, this is the impact, this is the technical solution, that means that it's very difficult for the parties of whatever legal framework they have in parallel or afterwards to say, oh no, that's different. So in that respect, this first step, the factual, scientifically based fact-finding, and based on that politically negotiated document, which is Strategic Action Program, which is designed to, let's say, get a political agreement what measures to take to mitigate those causes, is a very powerful tool. On the top of that, there is also an indirect impact of this program, because we, or they, in Jeff, very much believe in that once all this technical preparatory work is done, it's necessary to have an appropriate legal framework. So one of the strategic objectives of this program is, when countries went through this preparatory and policy-making program, we always encourage them to negotiate a reasonable regional framework, either it's for marine waters or for fresh waters in particular, and for aquifers. And Alicia mentioned some of the examples. So I think there is a very strong mechanism in the system to encourage the countries to get in this type of cooperation. And my last comment would be, I think you mentioned that there was a fear of the countries negotiating in 1997 UNECE Convention that they would lose their existing framework. And I think this is pretty true, because if you look at all, and you have better analysis than me, if you look existing regional transboundary water commissions or organizations, which of them are really functional? Which of them really bring the necessary tools, scientific or legal tools, to improve the joint management? So in that respect, that's also something what we at Jeff were working at. One of the outcomes we insisted on the project always was to make a critical review of existing legal framework to find out whether this legal framework you have from 60s, 70s, or some goes in, like look at the Colorado 1944, whether they fit to the needs of the current needs of the countries of the proper, equitable, and sustainable management of the water course. And if not, we also have provided funds to start up the technical processes leading to necessary revision. I think this is quite a let's say, tool to move this thing forward. I stop here because I can.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Thank you.
I think Kari asked.